Control for the Tours Amateur Radio Club Net. This radio net meets every Monday here at 8 p.m. on the 146.73 megahertz. Excuse me, WA3PBG Peter, the Gateway of Salutation. Membership in the Tours ARC is not required to check in the net. All radio amateurs are welcome. Like information about the Tours ARC, you can write to us at P.O. Box 225, Greenock, PA, zip code 15047. That's P.O. Box 225, Greenock, PA, zip code 15047. We're also on the Internet's World Wide Web at www.trarc.net. www.trarc.net. Radio club meetings are held on the third Tuesday of every month except in August and December starting at 7 p.m. This month's meeting will be tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. at the Renzi House and Park, Pavilion number 1, also known as Lake Emily, at the corner of Tulip Drive and East Park Boulevard. For open the tent for check-ins of emergency or priority traffic at this time. Please, when checking into the net, give the call sign slowly into the net and take me on announcements or comments to the net. At this time, are there any silent keys in the radio amps that recently passed away? Yeah, I haven't heard of anything lately, okay? I'm going to take a check. When you check it, give a call sign slowly into that. If you need to spell out your call sign and let me know if you have any announcements or comments to the net. At this time, in the office of the Tours ARC, wish to check into the Tours. W3OC. W3OC, please recognize Kilo Bravo 3 Sugar Tango, Bob and Elizabeth Township. Evening, Chuck. Give me to the net, no traffic. W3OC. Please recognize November 3, Juliet, Hotel Bravo, Jim over here in McKeesport. I do have a comment, Chuck. KB3 Sugar, Kilo Bravo 3 Sugar Tango, and then 3 Juliet, Hotel Bravo with a comment. Okay, the other members of the Tours ARC board of directors wish to check in. Everybody's kind of quiet tonight, okay. N3JHB, please go ahead with your comment. Thank you, Chuck. As Chuck just announced, our meeting is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. in Renzi Park. Beautiful weather. It is outdoors, and restrictions are starting to be released. I would hope to see all of our members out there, as many as possible, attend the meeting. And we're going to be planning, I'm sure, with Field Day coming up, and it would be good just to see our meetings back to some level of normalcy with attendance. Appreciate you all coming. Thank you. It's N3JHB. Okay, right, Jim. All right, thank you. All righty, thank you. Any other members of the board of directors wish to check in? None heard. All right. Now I'm looking for stations that are operating mobile, portable, or outside of Allegheny County. Over there. W3OC. Bravo 3, Victor Sierra Papa, Dan out here in Beaver County. Good evening, Chuck. Good evening to the W3OC. Please copy Kilo Alpha 3, Yankee Golf Lima, Bruce in South Carterville. W3OC.
Yeah.
November 3, Zulu Charlie Hotel, Mobile, Ricky. And Mount Oliver right now.
W3OC.
3DVD,
Hey, never mind.
Elizabeth.
Hey, I think this will be good.
W3OC. W3OC, Kilo Bravo 3, Yankee Indian November. And on the portable here, enjoying the beautiful weather outside. Everybody have a wonderful week. No further comments.
W3OC. Never
Kilo
mind.
Alpha 3, Kilo Sierra Papa, get portable in Carnegie. No comment. W3OC. This is Alpha Delta. Delta 3 Alpha portable in Oakland. No comment.
W3OC.
Please copy.
Never
Kilo
mind.
Charlie 3
Again.
India Romeo Foxtrot Bob in Overbrook. Good evening. W3OC.
Oh, please.
Whiskey Alpha 3 Bravo Oscar Juliet. Tech Portable Squirrel Hill. Good evening. Hey, thank you. Kilo Bravo 3 Victor Sierra Papa, Kilo Alpha 3 Yankee Golf Lima.
Sorry, my dad tried calling me.
Charlie Hotel Mobile, Whiskey American 3 Papa Bravo Delta Portable, Kilo Bravo 3 Yankee to November Portable, Kilo Alpha 3 Kilo Sugar Papa Portable, Alpha Delta 3 Alpha Alpha Portable, Kilo Charlie 3 India Radio Fox, and Whiskey American 3 Bravo Oscar Japan Portable. Alrighty, any more mobile portables are outside of Allegheny County?
W3OC. W3OC, please recognize Whiskey America 3 Alpha Hotel Charlie. In town down here in Pittsburgh. Good evening to Chuck and everyone on the net. I have no comments.
W3OC, Kilo Charlie 3, Echo Whiskey Yankee, JJ, New Alexandria. Good evening, Chuck, and good evening to the net. No traffic. W3OC, please copy Kilo Alpha 3, Foxtrot Whiskey Quebec, Jeff in Greensburg. Good evening, everyone. No traffic. W3OC, N3YMC at Penn Hills. Okay, thank you. This is W3OC, make it 12-2%. Okay, got Whiskey America 3 Alpha Hotel Charlie, Kilo Charlie 3 Echo Whiskey Yankee, Kilo Alpha 3 Fox Whiskey Quebec, and N3 November 3 Uniform Nancy Charlie. And you have some hum, quite a bit of hum on your signal. I want to check on that. Anybody else, mobile portable or outside of Allegheny County for 2 Rivers Inn? W3OC. This is Kilo Charlie 3 Papa India November, James from Munhall. Okay, Kilo Charlie 3 Papa India November. Alrighty, thank you all. Alright, now we'll open up for general check-ins. Anyone else has not checked in? I can just call them. W3OC. This is November 3, Papa Serial Form. Chuck and South Alphas. Hello, Chuck and everyone on that. W3OC. W3OC, please copy. Kilo Charlie 3 India Romeo Golf. Ed McKeesport. Good evening, Chuck and everyone on that. No comments. W3OC. This is Kilo 3 Hotel India Romeo. Merle and Elizabeth Township. Good evening, Chuck. Good evening to the net. No comment. W3OC. This is Happy Kilo Bravo 3 Kilo Bravo Hotel. Craig and Castle Show. Evening, Chuck. Good evening to the net. I have no traffic. Okay, that time I got November 3 at Papa Sierra Uniform, Kilo Charlie 3 India Radio Golf, Kilo 3 Hotel India Radio, and Kilo Bravo 3 Kilo Bravo Hotel. Anybody else? Okay, got Kilo Charlie 3 Lima Hotel Kilo. Anybody else? W3OC. Please take your call again. Charlie 3 Juliet Victor Tango. Fourth and Apollo, no problem. Okay, Kilo Charlie 3 Juliet Victor Tango. Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, alright, we'll stop at that point. Thank you all for taking the time to check in this evening. Well, this is an alternate name. I have some general ham radio information. Of course, Newsline keyed up on the computer to play back here in a few minutes. Let's see. Just general announcements regarding our Two Rivers Club activity. We have two other radio nets that meet during the week. Wednesday night is our Two Rivers ARC Gap Net. It meets at 8 p.m. on the linked repeater system 147.12, 442.250 megahertz. And something new we just started Thursday night at 8 p.m. on the 10 meter band, 28.450 kilohertz. It's upper sideband. So get a chance to drop over and meet the guys there. We also have a Two Rivers ARC Hamilton Express that's usually held on the second Saturday of every month at Dice Cornerstone Diner, 620 Long Run Road in McKeesport, Pennsylvania. It's real close to the Liberty Shopping Center. That's kind of what we got. Of course, a meeting tomorrow night at 7 p.m. over there at the Renty House Park, Pavilion number 1. That's also known as the Lake Emily Pavilion for those familiar with the local area. Okay, on the subject of other activities coming up, let's see. The 21st through the 23rd, the Dayton Convention Committee is having an online Dayton Convention. Mostly forums and stuff. It runs all day. And it's usually on the internet, I assume. Check out their website, hamvention.org, for more information. I did look at that last week, and just about every speaker that they have at the Hamvention in the past is scheduled to get for time slots for that. So that's coming up on the 21st to the 23rd. May 29th through the 30th is Westmoreland County Air Show at the Arnold Palmer Airport out there in Latrobe. They need ham operators for that. The contact is Kilo 3 Papa Oscar. Check out the website www.whiskeycharlie3papasierra.org, www.wp3ps for more information. Okay, looking at the other stuff coming up. I don't see anything in June other than the field day coming up at the end of June. I gotta put that on here. Okay, July 3rd, Hempfest wise, Firecracker Hempfest / the ARL Western and Eastern Pennsylvania Convention. That's in Harrisburg. July 24th and 25th in this area is an ARES activity, among other things. It's Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix that operates in Pittsburgh Shenley Park. Quite a few have are interested in that. The contact person is Corky Kilo 3 Mike Japan Papa. I don't have an email or anything. I got a phone number 724-217-5458 for contact. 724-217-5458. July 31st is the Cumberland Valley ARC Hamfest in St. Thomas. Take a look on their website, www.w3alphacharliehotel.org. In August the 14th, is the Uniontown ARC Gap Fest at their club grounds in Uniontown, PA. August the 29th, Sky Creative Society Swap and Shop at their club grounds in Kensington, PA. Recently added September 12th to the Butler County ARC Hamfest at the Unico Volunteer Fire Department up there in Butler. And I have one for Cleveland Hamfest on September the 21st. That's what I have so far. Surprising there's nothing in this area in June. Oh, well, what the heck. Alright, that's kind of what I got. Anybody need any repeats for any flavor W3?
Repeat the information on that 10 meter net on Thursday night truck, KB3 KBH.
Okay, great, sure. 8 p.m., 28,450.
QSL, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else see anything you think you need to hear before we switch over to Newsline? Okay, alright. Let me switch over to Newsline. Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2272 with the release date of Friday, May 14, 2021 to follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. Hands bring compassion and critical supplies to COVID-ravaged India. A solar probe unlocks mysteries of a planet's ionosphere. A shipboard amateur delivers some very rare gritware. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2272 comes your way right now. From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's first independent, on-the-air news and bulletin service. Now, reporting from Wadsworth, Ohio, Stephen Kinford, NAWB. Our top story this week is a tale of compassion and community service arising out of a landscape in India ravaged by the deadly pandemic. John Williams, VK4 JJW, brings us those details.
As COVID-19 continues to devastate India, amateur radio operators in West Bengal are helping healthcare workers and patients by providing a network of support. Club Secretary Ambarish Nag Biswas, BU2JFA, told Newsline that the West Bengal Radio Club and the students of the Indian Academy of Communication and Disaster Management are providing access to food as well as to life-saving medicines, plasma and oxygen, assisting Indians with admission into healthcare facilities. The Academy is an amateur radio training institute headed by Rinku Nag Biswas, BU2JFB. He said other hams in these two groups are also arranging for mental health support to be provided online for those who need it. Meanwhile, club members Ahmad Roy Chaudhry, BU3JWN, Arab Bhattacharya, BU3ZIB, Dev Dutta Mukherjee, BU3JXA, and G. Yonta Baidia, BU3YJB, have been working around the clock even as two other members of the club became stricken with COVID and are now receiving treatment. Ambarish Nag Biswas told Newsline, "We're happy to help people in this crisis period. We believe HAM stands for Help, Always Mankind." For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm John Williams, VK4 JJW.
In Brazil, hams are renewing their efforts to have taxes eliminated on amateur radio equipment, as we hear from Jeremy Booth, G4NJH.
Brazil's National Amateur Radio Society has intensified its ongoing efforts to have ham radio equipment declared exempt from import tax and the tax on industrialized products. The exemption being sought by the Liga de Amadores Brasileiros de Radiodifusão would be granted to any qualified amateur radio operator and participants in RENAIR, the National Amateur Radio Emergency Network, or member of SINDEC, the National Civil Defense System. The bill was introduced in 2009, but there's been no action on it since 2018, when it was given to lawmakers in the Finance and Taxation Committee. Labre is asking hams in Brazil to push for a renewal of the effort to get parliamentarians to vote on the measure. Labre is collecting signatures on a petition on its website to send to the National Congress. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jeremy Gucci for NJH.
Although China successfully launched the first module for that nation's space station, the mission launcher re-entered Earth's atmosphere along an uncontrolled path. We hear more about its fate from Jason Daniels, VK2LAW.
The uncontrolled low orbit of a Chinese Long March rocket ended in a flare of light over the Arabian Peninsula before the rocket plunged into the Indian Ocean near the Maldives. The dramatic re-entry into Earth's atmosphere came late on Saturday, May the 8th, quieting nervous speculation that the space debris from the empty core of the Long March 5B would land in a populated region. The Chinese Space Agency said much of the rocket was consumed during re-entry. At 22 tons, it was considered one of the largest objects to re-enter the atmosphere with an uncontrolled trajectory. Its path had been followed by US Space Command Space Track Project and European space surveillance and tracking. There had been concern that the rocket's fate might have been similar to that of the first Long March 5B. During a similar uncontrolled re-entry in May of last year, debris from that rocket fell in an area off Ivory Coast in Africa, where it damaged several buildings. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jason Daniels, VK2LAW.
weather. Paul Brown, WD9 GCO, gives us the details. As it moves through its solar cycle, the activity of the sun causes changes in the ionosphere of the planet. But the planet we're talking about here is Venus. The Parker Solar Probe, in a flyby of the planet last summer, picked up a naturally occurring low-power radio signal and determined that the Venusian ionosphere is thinner during the solar minimum than during the solar maximum. Last summer's flyby happened 6 months after solar minimum. The probe found changes that had occurred in Venus's upper atmosphere since data collection nearly 3 decades ago by the Pioneer Venus orbiter in 1992 during the high activity period. Although the Parker probe's primary mission is to study the sun, it does interact with Venus because it uses gravity assist from the planet to bend the orbit of the probe and bring it closer to the sun. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Paul Brown, WD9GCO. There's good news in New Zealand for hams who've been hoping to make contact on the 5 megahertz band. Jim Meachin, ZL2 VHF, has that report. Amateurs in New Zealand have won the right to use 60 meters on a secondary basis, operating as sub-licensees of the New Zealand Association of Radio Transmitters. NZRT's president, Mark Gooding, ZL2UFI, announced the decision, which followed successful talks with the regulator, RSM. This approval is being treated as the precursor to adding the 5 megahertz band to the general user radio license at the end of 12 months. This would eliminate the need for any further sub-licenses for use of the band. In the interim, RSM will assess interference issues before moving forward. Hams who hold the old sub-license are being advised that it will not be grandfathered in under the new agreement, and they must complete the new application and send it to NZRT headquarters. All hands are being asked to review a list of frequently asked questions, which can be found on the NZART website, nzart.org.nz. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jim Meachin, ZL2VHF. The website of the Radio Society of Great Britain has added new material to guide hams in 2 areas of their biggest concern: safety and licensing. Jeremy Booth, G4NGH, has been following that development.
New resources are available on the website of the Radio Society of Great Britain to help amateurs with upcoming examinations and to assist as well with the new requirement to measure their station's electromagnetic radiation. 2 new videos assist with measuring the station's electromagnetic radiation, as is now required by Ofcom for public safety, and which explains the reasons behind the new rules. Stations with power of more than 10 watts must perform these measurements and calculations as part of their license requirement. Both videos feature EMC Chairman John Rogers and ZeroJAB, who explains the procedure in one video and in the other demonstrates how to use the downloadable calculator. Meanwhile, the Society's Examinations and Syllabus Review Group has updated its collection to include 2 new mock exams for the full license, adding PDFs that show the questions, answers, and explanation for each. The Society notes that these are not the same questions that would appear in a full license exam, and are provided merely as a study aid. Mock exams for foundation and intermediate level licenses will be added later. Links to both videos as well as the mock exams can be found in the print version of this script on our website, arnewsline.org. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jeremy Birchie for NJH.
We here at Newsline want to take time out to congratulate our colleague, Christian Kudnick, K0SDH at 100 watts and a wire. The show, which began in 2015 as an audio podcast, is marking episode number 300 on Saturday, May 15th. The show can be seen on YouTube or heard on the 100wattsandawire.com website. Time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the KD2SL repeater in Syracuse, New York, at 8 p.m., following the Monday Night Hobby and Information Net. When the Highland Amateur Radio Association got together recently for brunch in a local park in southern Ohio, they were marking 2 occasions. It was the first time members were able to be together in a long time for a meet and greet, and they were receiving special recognition from the ARRL as a special service club. ARRL officials attended the event too and presented the honor formally. Special service clubs are defined as groups leading the way in training, publicity, and community support to improve the interest of amateur radio. The club in Southern Ohio is one of only a dozen in the state to be given this designation. The Arizona Historical Society has an online history lesson schedule. Its topic is a lawmaker who was also one of the most high-profile American hands, Kevin Trotman, N5 TRE explains.
The late United States Senator Barry Goldwater was also known by his call sign, K7UGA. History has recorded his many contributions as a lawmaker to the evolution of amateur radio in the U.S. The Arizona Historical Society is presenting a virtual event on Wednesday, May 19th, that explores the life of the state's most notable amateur radio operator who during the war in Vietnam was instrumental in organizing volunteers to connect families via ham radio with their relatives serving overseas during the conflict. The society based in Tucson houses much of the senator's longtime shack in its collection. The presentation by Arizona State University history professor Eric Nystrom will be held from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific Time or 0100 UTC. A donation to the museum is requested for anyone attending the discussion, which will be held on Zoom. A link to register for the event can be found in the script of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Kevin Trotman, N5PRE.
Just a reminder that we are fast approaching the May 31st deadline to nominate the next Bill Pasternak WA6 ITF Memorial Amateur Radio Newsline Young Ham of the Year. If you know a dedicated radio operator, 18 or younger, who embodies the spirit of experimentation, community service, and communication, they are eligible. Think of nominating them for this honor. The award will be presented in August at the Huntsville Hamfest. Candidates should be living in the United States, its possessions, or any Canadian property. Downloadable forms are available on our website, arnewsline.org. In the world of DX, members of the Korean Amateur Radio League are using the special call sign HL41GDM to mark the 41st anniversary of the Democratic Uprising in South Korea, which occurred between May 18th and 27th in 1980. Operators will be calling on all bands and modes through May 31st. QSL via HL4CCM direct by the Bureau, Club Logs, or EQSL. In Germany, operators are marking the 25th anniversary of the German DX Foundation using the special event called sign DL25GDXF. The station will be on the air until the 31st of July. Send QSL to DL6DH. A contact with the station or DF0GDX and club members are needed to be eligible for the GDXF 25-year certificate. Operators Elio IW1 RBI, Alessandro IV1 KBA, Gianluca IU1 KBL, and Andrea IU1 JXW will be on the air with the call sign 3A/IW1 RBI from Monaco and will identify a weekend between the end of May and mid-June that works with the current COVID-19 restrictions. Be listening for them on 80 to 6 meters using CW, SSC, and FT8 in box mount mode. QSL via the address on QRZ.com or LOTW. Okay, grid hunters, our final story this week is for you. If you're a ham on the prowl for the rarest grid, your ship came in. Literally. Earlier this month. Neil Rapp, WB9BPG, explained.
It's a long journey by ship between Florida and Saipan, and merchant mariners like Jim Clary, who make the trip, often face a 7-day work week. On the trip he made this month, however, Jim, whose call sign is ND9M, also faced a unique opportunity. Using the passes of about a dozen satellites and 2 Yaesu rigs for full duplex operation, he activated some of the rarest grid squares on Earth. Jim, who is the ship's communications officer, told Newsline that operating maritime mobile in his spare time helps him keep his wits together on long runs like this one. The real gift, however, is the one he's been giving hams around the world, an opportunity to work so-called wet grids, many of which he said are rarely, if ever, activated. He told Newsline in an email that these grid squares that I'm sailing through are so rare, it would be a shame not to make them available to VUCC chasers. VUCC is the VHF Unit VHF Century Club of the ARRL, which issues awards for confirmed contacts with 100 or more grid squares on UHF and VHF or via satellite. Grid squares themselves measure a modest 1 degree latitude by 2 degrees longitude. So on this big planet of ours, there are plenty out there. There's an abundance of satellites too, from the oldest one, AO7, to the RS-44 with its huge footprint. For Jim, this may have been just one more supply cruise, but for the hams who intercepted his rare cargo on this trip, he surely delivered. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Neil Rapp, WB9 BPG.
With thanks to Amateur News Weekly, the ARRL, Arizona Historical Society, CQ Magazine, CNN, David Behar, K7DB, Highland County Press, New Zealand Association of Radio Transmitters, Ohio Penn DX Newsletters, QRZ.com, Radio Society of Great Britain, Reuters, Southgate Amateur Radio News, ShortwaveRadio.de, Ted Randall, QSO Radio Show, Washington Post, WTWW Shortwave Wireless Institute of Australia, YouTube, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. Please send emails to our address at newsline@arnewsline.org. More information is available at Amateur Radio Newsline's only official website at arnewsline.org. Be sure to follow some of the stories as they get more in-depth look on the YouTube channel of 100 Watts and a Wire. Search for the video segment with the title Two Stories. For now, with Terry Murray, KD2GUT, the news desk in New York and our news team worldwide, I'm Stephen Kinford, NAWB in Wadsworth, Ohio, saying 73. As always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2021, all rights reserved.
Good evening, 8:32 p.m.
Okay, it's W3OG, they control the tour there. Seeing that desk for this week. While the Newsline was playing, I was doing some reading in the new June QSC magazine, which is already out. I got it a couple days ago. And June, that's not that far off. Let's see. Activity-wise, they have reported June 12th, the ARRL VHF contest. June 19th, the West Virginia QSO party that's on the HFN. Same day on the 19th, the ARRL Kids Day operation. And of course, June 26th and 27th is the ARRL Field Day. The June issue of QSC magazine has a lot of information on Field Day. So, you might want to take a look at that, or get it wherever you can get it at. Okay, put that away. And at this time, we'll take some late texts. I'll let you pick it up the phone.
This is Kilo Bravo 3, leaving November Charlie, letting you know the Bravo. No traffic. Good evening, everybody.
Okay, Kilo Bravo 3, leaving November Charlie. Anybody else? Okay, thank you all. We're closing that up this hour. Thanks 34 local time, over 34 UTC. I count 24 checks, including the ones that mean that control. That will return to be effective general use. Two Rivers members or anybody else with that company tomorrow night at 4 p.m. over there at Renty Island Park in McKeesport. It's Pavilion number 1, alternative Lake Emily. Hope we'll catch many people over there. With that, we're trying to repeat it. Get back to Johnny. Thanks. W3OC and W3ON.
W3OC, KC3EWI, Chuck.
Okay.
Yeah, JJ here. When I checked in earlier and when you did the readback, you said someone had a lot of hum on their signal. Was that me you were talking to?
Let's see.
Sounds fine now.
Check in Kilo 3, Sierra Echo Mike, late check-in. Okay, K3 Sugar Echo, Mike, thank you. And see, that was It wasn't me, that's fine. You don't have to tell me who it is.
It sounds fine, JJ. KB3KBH.
Nah, it was somebody else. It was Ed N3YNC, I think. All right, thanks a lot, Chuck, and Lenny, and Craig. Thanks a lot, gentlemen. KC3EWY.